are kicking off November with Manifest 31. And I am excited to bring to you a really good friend. I met in college, but someone that I have continued to stay in contact with and just admire from a distance. And I'm just gonna jump right into it. So I am so happy and excited to present to you Mr. Eric Stewart.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? Thank you, Tay, for having me. You know what I'm saying? My sis from around the way, always been there for me, you know, even in my hardest times. She has definitely been there for my nieces and things like that. So I definitely appreciate you. I'm thankful to be here for you today. So
yes. So I am really grateful because I decided to reach out to a lot more men for Manifest 31 and to share their testimonies and their stories, not to only encourage other men, but also to encourage all that is open and willing to hear. And I couldn't move forward without reaching out to you and knowing that the person that you are today has overcome so many adversities. So I'm really thankful that you are here today.
No problem.
Awesome. So I do this with everybody, but because it's in the title, y'all, I need to know, what does manifest or manifestation mean to you?
Manifestation to me is like pretty much speaking things into existence, living the life that you feel for yourself and surrounding yourself with those type of people. That's the best way to manifest those things. When you sit around, I guess, sadness or depression, things like that, you conform to that. So manifesting will be conforming in a sense, but you will have to conform to a better lifestyle when you start putting yourself in better positions, I would say.
Wow, I really want to point that out because I haven't heard that, I don't think, before. And if I have, I apologize to anybody who said that. But one of the things that you stated was the people around you help you to manifest stuff too. So being aware of your surroundings, so being aware of the people that you
the energies. I'm real big on energies. So like energies. It's hard. Like, yeah, it's hard. I'll get into it. It's hard.
Okay. But I agree with you. It's when you are manifesting, when you are believing in something, it matters who is around you, because some people can take that energy out. They can put doubt into you. They can put fear into you. So knowing that environment. So I think that was awesome. I appreciate that.
No problem.
So I didn't really go into detail who Eric Stewart was. So there's a lot of people. There's some people on here that might know who you are, and there's some people that don't. But we want to know, how do you define Eric Stewart? Who is he?
Eric Stewart, a loving, caring father, uncle, brother, son. I'm hardworking. I love unconditionally all my friends, no matter who you are. I think most people that know me know that if there's one person that loves somebody, who's always gonna be there with some kind words or trying to uplift you, regardless of what I got going on, is always gonna be me. I'm always for my friends and people doing better. So I'm just a loving, caring person. I'm just a real loving, caring person. I think that's one of my biggest problems sometimes, is that I forgive so easy. Like, I forgive so easy because most things are just memories anyway. So when you hold on to a lot of memories and pain, that's the only reason why you're hurting, because you're holding on to something that was already in the past. So you got to look forward. So I'm just a loving, caring person, hard worker, dedicated.
But you like, the list can go on. I was waiting. I'm like, come on, bring it.
I mean, it can't. It's like, you know, nerd. I like superficial things. You know, I'm into everything about the world. You know, I was always taught to be of the world, to live in the world, but not be of the world. So, and then with that concept, it's just like, live in the world, but don't be of all the things that's within inside the world. And, you know, that's just how I live my life. I live it free. I live it with no regret at this point in time in my life, because it's like, there's nothing to regret. Everything happens for a reason, even things that you can't explain. So I'm just a loving, caring person, man. Just out here living.
All right, come on. See, I got Eric Stewart, loving, caring, and really just sound like free spirited right now.
Yeah, I'm very, after everything I've been through the last like 4 or 5 years, I think I'm very more free spirited with a lot of things, and open. to a lot of to learning and into life. You know what I'm saying? I've seen life full circle. From losing two brothers to seeing the birth of my daughter. That's full circle. So it's like, and that was within a year. Like, who, you know? So everything, life is eye opening when you go through a lot of things. So it's just like a lot of us, we be fearful. We be fearful of a lot of things. And it's just like, I try not to live my life in fear no more. I still have my downs and problems here and there, but I wake up every day. It's like, it's a brand new day, regardless of what I went to bed mad about the night before. Every day is a new day.
No, I totally agree. And that's something that somebody has to remind me of, even this week, even as positive and stuff I be trying to be. I have those days too where it's just like, man, that yesterday is weighing heavy on me today. And somebody has to remind me, like, but that was yesterday.
Yesterday's in the past.
Yeah, like that was yesterday.
What Vicky say? That hurt. Yeah, it's in the past now, though. You gotta move on. Move on.
Nope, I definitely agree. And I think that kind of pulls, because you said a few things that stood out, some things that you went through over the years, and just that the fact of you having to learn how to be free spirit, to how to not let things hold on to you so strongly. And that kind of goes to the title of this, which is Progress Over Perfection. And that's something I kind of just want to allow you to have that open space to kind of talk to us about. What does that mean, and what was the journey you had to go through to understand that it took progress and not perfection?
Well, for me, it all started probably about like 2017. I had a breakup in January. You know, some people say breakups is like a death in your family because you feel abandoned shit. That was like January. I lost my brothers together in April of 17, tore my ACL, moved back home. I actually, at a point, because I was going through all those changes in the summer of 17, you know, I wanted to commit suicide. I didn't try to, as far as like, do anything to myself. I didn't take no pills. I didn't do any acts of service as far as committing suicide. I just had thoughts because I was so angry. I was so upset. I was so down, you know, and actually speaking to, that's why I love my friends, my frat brothers. My ex-girlfriend at the time, Danielle, she was one of my main friends that helped me like realize that I needed to get some help. I always tell people this joke, I always feel like I kind of outsmarted myself because I felt like I wanted help, but I didn't want help. So when I told my mom that like I was having these thoughts and I was going through a lot of different things, as far as like emotionally, because I really felt the bad. I felt lonely. I was my older brother and my youngest brother, so I'm kind of in between both of them. Him, I'm second, and then he was the third. So it was like my covers, they was both tough. They was both the rough guys of the family to the sense as far as the siblings, and I was the go to school, boom, 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 clean, Eric, not clean cut guy. So it was like my covers was gone. So I kind of felt a lot alone. So my mom she took me to Providence. I should have known when they asked me to go to the back after they asked me what I was thinking about in different ways. I probably thought about committing suicide or doing things like that. Told me to go to the back. Had me take my clothes off, or just in my shorts. I had my phone at the time. Me and the security guard got into it because I ain't gonna leave my phone. But I guess, you know, they could entice people to commit suicide in the hospital and things like that. So they took my phone, had me go up to the hospital, but I kind of ended up being in there for 4 or 5 days. Being in there for those 5 days in September honestly woke me up from a lot of things because I was away from my family at a hard time of us going through things with losing my brothers, watch my mom deal with everything. And sitting in there made me realize that one thing I hated when people call folks crazy, because you never know what anybody goes through in life, no matter what it is. I was in there with somebody, my roommate at the time was somebody that just lost his brother. He was an older guy. Him and his brothers were both in their 70s. His brother passed away in January of that year. And, you know, he was just real sad because it was like, I lost my brother. Somebody that was in there, it was a woman that was in there because her kids was mean to her and she didn't know how to deal with her kids. Somebody in there looked like they lost their husband. Somebody was in there because they couldn't get off coke or crack and things like that. So they felt like going in there was going to help them. And being in there made me like realize, like, one, I want to live. I feel like I had more to offer, and I needed to help more people. I need to be there for my family, and it made me realize that, like, no matter what we go through, we still got to push. Everybody, no matter what color you are, no matter big or small, go through mental different things to try to adjust. We still trying to learn. That's how I approach my daughter, let her do what she wants. But it's like, it just was an eye opener. It was a real eye opener. It was just like seeing people so hurt when you live your life a different side of kind of way, it make you appreciate it. Somebody said to me, I think, who was like, you start living your life once you realize you really got one. So you get your second life. You start your second life when you realize you had one in the first place. I feel like me being in there made me realize I had my second life. Wow. That regardless of everything that went on before then, me losing my brothers, it was like I learned to realize that it's things I can't control. And once you accept that you can't control a lot of things, life to a certain extent to me became a little bit easier. And that's what worked out, that's what helped push me through. Then I met the mother of my child after that, some months after. Beautiful little thing, beautiful little situation we had. Things didn't work out because I was still going through the emotions of losing my brothers, you know what I'm saying, it was two, ended up having to get ready to have a kid. Me and her didn't work out. And that pushed me back into a little bit of depression. But I think the fact of me knowing that I had a daughter that was being born and me realizing that, like, I can't be the stereotypical Black male that's like unemotional, not knowing where my mind is at, not knowing how to communicate and talk to people, because I wanted my daughter to be able to be open to me and know that she got a father that's emotionally connected, emotionally there, and is open to life, regardless of what I go through. Like, no matter what I go through, I'm gonna make it. I have my days, but I'm gonna make it. Like, one thing that made it easier for me is I used to be an angry person. Probably used to punch walls like most Black males and things like that. But after getting older and realizing that, I had to stop doing that. So I started, since, going through therapy and things like that, I guess I cry more. I guess I would say. And I tell all my male friends that sometimes maybe we should just cry. Like, crying actually releases a lot of frustration and stress. And it keeps those dark thoughts out of your head because it's a release. I had a program called FARM, Family Assistance for Renaissance Men, that actually was the real breakthrough that I had, because I was sitting with other Black men. It was like 13 of us. We was pretty much in a church-based little thing. And, we talked about our different problems, and we communicated. And being around other Black men and realizing that it was okay to open up about certain things, it helped me. It really helped me. It put my life in a better way.
I'm sorry, if we could go back just a little bit, because I think it's some key things that you said. And I just want to, before we go even further, I kind of want to go back to them when it comes to that progress over perfection. In the midst of, losing your brothers, one being older, one being younger, and that support system for you, you had to really kind of find yourself again and find that strength within you.
A fact, because I did feel like I lost myself. Sometimes till today, I feel lost, especially without my older brother, because that was like Pops to a certain extent. Like, we did everything. He knew everything. We talked about everything. So it was like, I had to really learn to reinvent myself. But I guess with having my daughter, like the year after, it was like a real like wake up call. Like, you just got to reinvent yourself on the run, sir. You can't dwell too long. I can't change the fact. I can't change the fact that my brother's gone. I can't.
And that was one thing I said, was the fact of you can't control. And when you start to realize that you can't control some things, it makes you really look at life differently. And just pointing out, and I thank you for being open and vulnerable about talking about, going to Providence, having to be there for 4 to 5 days with different individuals. It seemed like it allowed you, like you said, it gave you that vision of that second life, but it also allows you to see that everybody is going through some type of struggle, something that is impacting them in a way that someone outside of it might not understand. But to have the compassion to know that we all are struggling with something, and it's not, what's easy for you might not be easy for somebody else.
Not at all. Not at all. I just seeing people like that or being like that is just like, I'm gonna have to come back. Yeah, I'm gonna have to come back to that.
Okay.
Edit this one out.
Okay. I got you. It's okay.
Re-ask that question for me again.
Okay. No. Okay. Here we go. So, I think it's really important what you said in regards to the compassion you have to have for other individuals, because we all are struggling with something. So seeing other people that was going through other things, you have to really take a step back and realize we're all going through something, and what's easy for you might not be easy for somebody else.
Yeah, just like I said before, like it just made me realize I wasn't the only one, and that it made me realize that maybe opening up to folks that I feel I'm close to will give me a little bit more ease and pain to maybe realize that I'm not alone, because that's a lot of our problems, is that we always feel like we're alone with our problems. We always feel like our issues are just the worst issues. And seeing those, like I said, seeing those things before just like made me realize like what you're going through might not always be as bad. Like we really have to stop thinking like we just can't get through something. Some of us can't, but it's really because we so afraid to open our mouths, or we so afraid of being judged by our friends or our peers or our family. And most of the times our family, like still to this day, my family and friends and brothers still might judge me. I'd be all over the place sometimes with my feelings, but I've become comfortable enough to understand that, hey, that's fine. As long as I'm not being destructive, as long as I ain't over here destroying people or cussing people out or doing like that, I'm good. I'm good. I'm gonna have my moments. I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna be upset. There's days I'm gonna be mad and I want to talk to people. That's okay. But as long as that you don't take out those angers on different people, you don't treat people different, because that's when it starts to really become a problem. Like I approach every day. Anybody that work with me, that be with me, they'll tell you, Eric, they wouldn't even know some of the things that I go through or think about, because it's like I don't feel like it's anybody else's problems to see my anger or me upset all the time. It's not on them to take on those pressures and those problems. Even if they want to help, I appreciate it. But a lot of people are empaths. Some people are empaths. Like me, I'm an empath. I take on the energies of folks around me to a certain extent. So if you're sad, I'm probably going to be sad because I'm going to be wondering what's wrong. Me, I feel like I have a big aura. I'm the type of person that when I walk in the room, I feel like I can either light up the room or I can make it dark. Wow. That's how high my mood. It's no in between. It's either high with Eric or it's low. So it's like I had to start when I was so sad for at least the last 3 out of the 4 or 5 years. It's like I can see my friends feeling a certain kind of way, or like, dang, we wish we could help, you know what I'm saying? Things like that. And I had to stop feeling bad for myself at a certain point. I had to stop trying to find a reason for why certain things was happening. Even if I can't control, no matter what I do, I have to live with the intentions to be right. No matter what situation, no matter how everything I approach, I try to approach it with the best intentions possible and just hope I get the best. And if it's not the outcome that I get, I get a little discredited and upset, but I have to realize that keep at it. You got to keep pushing. You can't be upset because you ain't getting the results that you want exactly right now, because you can't control that. You can only control what you have in front of you inside your mind. Like I always tell people, life is perspective. Sometimes I tell myself people don't exist unless they really in front of you. Other than that, we just a memory.
Mm.
So it's on us to always choose to have negative memories about situations or about people, or we can have positive energies or positive memories and things about people. I choose to have positive memories. I choose to have positive things, to have positive people around me, because at the end of the day, I'm gonna fall down if I have negativity around me. I'm gonna fall down if I have instability around me, things like that. So it's like you have to like really look at life as a different perspective. Everybody has a different perspective, no matter who you are. I grew up in a household with 7 kids. It was 7 of us, and all of us was raised the same way, but we all turned out different.
Mm-hmm.
That's perspective. I can't say that my mama was wrong, or she didn't raise her right, or didn't do this, that, because everybody turned out different. So I can't get stuck inside of a box. And a lot of us be in a box, especially when it comes to us men with our emotions, of being a tough guy or not showing our emotions. Like most of our parents would say that their fathers was emotionally unavailable because they didn't know how to deal with it. I choose not to be that way anymore. For what? Where's it going to get me? Being unemotionally available didn't get me nowhere. So I'm gonna try to be emotionally available as best as I can, and maybe it get me better. It makes me feel better. It makes me feel more like myself. I feel like I can be more myself now than I did 4 years ago.
Wow. And I think that is something that really, really sticks out. The fact that you said that you can be yourself when you were able to truly show your emotions. You didn't have to hide them, but you also had the choice to say, okay, what emotions and what do I put on people? Who do I ask for support, and that perspective. So I just want to acknowledge that, because that takes a lot. It takes a lot to be vulnerable. It takes a lot to open up. It takes a lot to really just go through these adversities and challenges through life and say, okay, I get to choose how I move forward.
Yeah, because it takes a lot of energy to be mad.
Mm-hmm.
Like I can be mad about child support. I can be mad that, things ain't the way I want to be with the mother of my child, you know what I'm saying? Things like that. But it's just like, what is that energy gonna give me? Is it gonna make me be depressed and not want to be here?
Mm-hmm.
I can't feel that way. Life is too precious. It's too much out here in life and too much to give to be like, I just can't.
Mm-hmm.
I just can't. It's a process every day, I can honestly say. Cause I really, it'd be hard.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be hard. And people don't understand, like you really have to work on your mental state as far as like choosing what you allow to bother you or trigger you, and that's one thing that I work on completely now is my triggers. If I feel like somebody triggered me, I don't hang around them, don't talk to them, or I feel like certain things, for what? It's bad energy. I'll cut off my mama sometimes if I have to, if her energy is off. Like, hey, ma, I ain't feeling how you feeling. You being kind of mean right now, whatever. I'm not. That's not the life That's not the mind frame that I need, because it doesn't get me nowhere. It puts me in a negative mind state. That's why I said back to in the beginning when I talked the energies. Like I didn't really understand energies and life and things until I start going through life. Until I start going through everything. Like it's a mystery, and then you just got to approach every day as a positive, different day, no matter what it is.
Well, I like how you just said that life is a mystery. If we knew exactly what was going to come each and every moment, I feel like that might have been more anxiety, more issues, because you're trying to control the outcome. You're trying to control what happens next. But I don't want to forget and go back to, you were talking about farm. I believe that's what it was called.
Mm-hmm.
And you were just kind of talking about the ability to be around other men. And I kind of want to talk about that a little bit more with the whole progress over perfection, was the fact that what are some ways and tools that you started to work on your mental health and getting to that place where you could have more of a positive mindset and go through different things going in your life?
Just opening up more. That program, it reinstilled some fundamentals that I needed. And like just like opening up to, like I said before, opening up to other men. I think opening up to other Black men for me, because I feel like growing up, I didn't really have the most positive Black male figure in my life or things like that. It made me feel like anything is possible. Like
Mm.
I can get over anything if I can find a group of men that's okay with opening up about their trials and tribulations and teaching me or giving me different perspectives to help me learn and think. It helped me open up. Like just different music. I listen to music. I started listening to music more. I love my music. Love my music. I started listening to different. I started listening to more positive music.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I tell my friend, I can't listen to too much stuff that talk about drugs or beating on women, things like that. I'm not saying I don't listen to them. They're just not my go-to. I try my best at this point in time to keep everything around me positive as best as I can. Like that's my best philosophy for myself is to try to keep. I just try to approach everything positive.
Mm-hmm.
I have to.
Well, I definitely hear you, and that really goes into tying into really what's next and regarding like what would you do to or what would you say to encourage other men that are going through different adversities and different challenges in their life, and it may not be the loss of loved ones, and it may not be suicidal thoughts or depression, but it might just be tired. Like I've
Tired. I understand that.
tired.
Tired.
Like
Because we feel like we unheard. We do
Mhm.
feel like we unheard. We feel like because sometimes till to this day, I feel like I'm not appreciated.
Mhm.
Like it hurts.
Mhm.
But it's like I can't hold on to what I want somebody else to feel about me. So it's like for Black men, I just want us to just like open up and don't be afraid to like find somebody else to talk to or go see a therapist. I recommend therapy for anybody. I might not go all the time. I got my different way. I think there's therapy in different ways.
Mhm.
I mean, for some people, it might not be a therapist. For some people, it might not be their family. You know what I'm saying? It might just be that one friend that you got that you can talk to where y'all can, I got one friend that me and him talk. We talk kind of crazy to each other. Actually, I got two male friends that I talk to every day. My two brothers, I talk to them every day. And the way we talk to each other, they girlfriends be like, how do y'all sit on the phone and talk to each other the way that y'all talk to each other? But I look at it as a positive masculinity, I guess,
Mhm.
to be aggressive with each other, to, be on the phone and get angry about sports or we talk about different things and like we talk about different perspectives every day. Like me and my boy getting an argument about perspectives, COVID, life, different things every day, but we still, at the end of the day, we still love each other. We be like, hey, just skip you, bro. I don't care about you no more. Get off the phone, like all that. But we legitimately love each other and we open. And that's something that I fiend for. Like all my friends that I got around me are pretty much open to that point. Like if we can't speak or say something to you that's gonna uplift you or we feel like you're lacking in, then how can you really be my friend? If I'm not comfortable enough as long as I'm not being disrespectful, if I'm not comfortable enough to say something around you or talk to you and tell you about yourself or tell you when I feel like you're down or you kicking yourself too much or you're not handling your business, then how can I have you around?
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like a lot of men gotta stop having the yes people around. You know what I'm saying? We gotta be uncomfortable. That's one thing something else I learned. To learn to be uncomfortable.
Ooh, okay.
If
That is
you do not
hard.
learn, at the end of the day, life is about change.
Yes.
Life is change. If you're not okay with being uncomfortable, you're never gonna be happy. No matter if it's a relationship, money, friends, whatever, you have to be okay with change. You have to be okay with being uncomfortable. The most happiness sometimes come out of being uncomfortable.
Wow. Man,
Because it
okay.
makes you grow. Like it legitimately makes you grow. I feel like I be uncomfortable a lot, but it's making me grow. It's making me look at life differently. It's making me move in a different perspective.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, nope. I think we dropped the mic right there. I don't have nothing to drop the mic with. Let me see. Like literally, like boom.
I just need them to open up. Just continue to like be okay with opening up. Be okay with being in tune with your emotions. Because there's too many times that we don't.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why we we fail a lot because we're fearful. We be fearful. We can't. We got to be okay with being uncomfortable and growing and being all right with being okay and open up with our emotions. Emotions not too in a negative way, because some of our emotions can be negative to push us to do bad things and crazy things. And we shouldn't do those things. Just try your best to live the right way, the best you can, and don't regret nothing. I don't regret nothing in life no more. I don't even think about the past. My one boy, I tell him all the time, bro, why you always want to bring up the past? The past is the past. You can't change it. I can't change nothing that happened 4 or 5 years ago. I can't change nothing that happened 10 hours ago today.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to move forward. The only thing we have is the present. Whatever present you have, we can't even worry about the future too much, because that could be anxiety and stress. You got to really just worry about the present. The past is already done. The present is right here. The present is what we see every day. The future is what we think about. And that's why we get anxiety.
You know, and it's so interesting that you said that, because two things that you said that really stuck out to me was, one, right there, which the present right now, the present is our reality. It is our reality. And when you can move in the present, that's when it allows you to get to the next step, But you have to be present here to get there. And then really that if you are not changing, you are not growing. And how important that is. And lastly, I think it's very, very vital, and I thank you for saying that, is being able to communicate and express your emotions and be vulnerable with them, but also learn how to be aware of not allowing your emotions expressed in a negative way, where it impacts other harmly or it harms you. So I think those are important, vital, all of that above, because you literally just dropped the mic, and I am so grateful. And really, just that whole progress to perfection is the fact that we can't reach perfection. That's not attainable.
Nobody's perfect. Everybody's imperfect. I say the most, being imperfect is perfection. Accepting that you're imperfect is perfection. Being okay with being understanding that it's all right to be imperfect. I'm not going to be great at all these things. I'm going to be great at a lot of things, but I might not be best. You might be better at some of these things. It's okay.
Come on.
It's good. You're going to be, everything's going to work. I just got to keep moving. Like, you really have to keep moving. That's the way I just got to keep moving every day. Be positive every day. You wake up every day with a positive mind state. There's no reason, no matter what the anger was, it's a memory. It's a memory. And memories are the only thing that hold on to pain.
Look, okay, if you wanted to just end it with a double mic drop, you just leave it right there. Like, come on, hold it on. All right, y'all. I'm gonna let y'all go, because he's just throwing them now. Like, I can't even move out the way. But but I just want to say thank you. Thank you for being vulnerable. Thank you for opening up. But most of all, thank you for being you. Like, thank you for, allowing us into the space that is a part of Eric and Eric's heart. And I am grateful. I'm appreciative. And yes, we did.
I thank you for this opportunity. I was just telling my boy today that, man, I'll be a little bit nervous, but I actually think I need to learn to speak more and talk more about certain things, because I think it'll help a lot of people with different perspectives in life in general. You know what I'm saying? Hearing something from other people that've been through what you've been through, even if it's not always the same exact thing, it lets people know that, it's okay. So I really appreciate you giving me the opportunity to actually open up a little bit today, talk about a few little things, hopefully people understand me a little bit more and learn to manifest things and keep progressing every day. Just keep progressing every day. You just got to. Every day is a new day. It's a new start. That's the fact. Every morning you wake up, it's a new start, no matter how the day ended before.
Big facts. Big facts. I received that. All right, y'all. So if you are tuning in with us, we just thank you for being with us today. You can always check out this video. It will be on manifest31.com. It will be on Manifest 31 page as well. If you want, you can always reach out, if they can, to @Eric Stewart on Facebook.
Yep, or underscore father 63, because I am my iconic father. I love being a father. So
Okay, so say that one more time, or
iconic underscore father 63 on Instagram.
Awesome. So if you need to reach out, or if you want to just kind of hit them up, give them encouraging words, or also just kind of reach out and have somebody to talk to, definitely could do that. Thank you again.
Thank you, sis. Appreciate it.